He- Hello and very good evening, everyone. This is week 3, and we are get going, and we are going to learn today beyond sprint planning. Till now, we have seen sprint planning. So, do you all remember what we did last time? Hello, everyone. Do you all remember what we did last time?
Yes.
Thank you so much for your response.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, thank you. And yes, it was sprint planning and Scrum sprint planning, also we call it. So the great responses I keep on getting from you is that we are with one intent is to get placed, and always we have some reminders to before we get started, and these reminders are our core values, our code of honors for especially this batch, and these are 6 code of honor. The very first one is showing up live, but sometime you may not be punctual if technology is not with you. Slightly a minute or two is okay, but remember always to be on time, punctual, and highly committed. Why we need to practice this? Because once you uh, what you do here and how you do here, how you are going to do once you get placed. So the universal law tagged with this is called as that how you do anything is how you do everything. The second one is very important. It's called when you have started towards one goal to get placed, you also start with Guru School's first pillar is that being the full stack student. And when you are full stack student, you need to do all the assignments whatever are given to you that you have been doing, and do self research and repeat whatever you have learned. That will keep the memory always on, and make you a learner always. And while this is happening, always remember to take the full responsibility not only for your success. Why success? Because you have been contributing by doing all the assignments and self research and repeating whatever you learned. But also failure, because what you don't do, that also gives the result towards the failures. And when you take the responsibility by acknowledging that yes, that's the failure because of something is was not done, that failure becomes the trail for the success. Okay. So, and while this is all happening, that requires a mindset, and that mindset is always a learning mindset. And when you are with this learning mindset, you go complaint free, you are always positive, and you don't forget to load yourself with the gratitude while these all are happening. And the fifth one is increase the receptivity when you are starting your day towards the mindset development. And this receptivity can be increased by taking the challenge of 30 days by listening to the audio of Stranger Secret. This audio I have given to each one of you, and asked you to always every single day you must listen to this at least one, at least one. If you think that the 3 secrets of agility is intent, mindset, and soft skill. So for mindset, this requires a very great support. And when you start with this audio track, and how you can finish this 30 minutes long audio track just within 15 minutes by putting it in 2x and listening to it daily. And when you miss a day, and when you have started, and despite that, when you miss a day, Earl, who is the speaker in this audio, he suggests that you are hit by the negativity, and that's why you had to drop. So you must start the 30 days challenge once again from where you have dropped. So this is a great boost, great support towards you getting placed. And this is one which is in between to start your day towards remembering a goal every single day. And when you are increasing your receptivity, always remember to start with any learning with the golden quadrant of learning. And what is that? The golden quadrant of learning always start with the declaration, and that also declaration with one setting of anchor. Okay, you join the anchor with the declaration, and you start your learning. Then the moment you started your learning or finished your learning, within 24 hours remember to draw whatever you have learned. And the moment you have drawn that, the dendrite connection inside your brain becomes little stronger, and thereby when you go ahead and summarize whatever you have learned in form of smaller video in a way to explain even child can understand, that gives you more power and your memory to retain more information. And when you can do it within 2 minutes or 3 minutes or something like that. And that's the reason we recommend you to keep publishing 2 minutes, 3 minutes short video. And because you are posting them, that goes towards the our Guru Schools YouTube channel, and that goes more visible how you guys are performing to those people who are connected with us, and where there are chances you can get recruited and get placed as well. So all you are ready to start the declaration, because we are getting into the learning. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So at the count of 3, what you are going to do is this: you are going to do a self clap is the anchor. That is the kind of a self high five and clap. So at the count of 3, you are going to clap and then repeat. What you can see on the screen is selected string. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and go. I am a quick learner.
I am a
quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
Others can learn and master.
I too can do that.
I
too can do that.
And the next section once again will start with clap or self high five, and then repeat this which is selected. 1, 2, 3 and again clap, because I am an awesome learner.
Because I'm an awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
Today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
Great. And it is going to be super duper easy. And while it is going to be super duper easy, and you have had this now close intention, remember to be on this path a giver. The giver makes you more spiritually grounded, because you are on this path of learning, and because you are getting more spiritually grounded, you learn more. Okay, and while these all are happening, always remember, once you get placed and when you start earning, to maximize this, always have intent of charity. Wherever you believe in, it is recommended from me and to all my students who are associated with me to start doing charity at least 5% and 10% in the causes wherever you believe in. It could be any thing, that could be the feeding people, orphans, and donating amounts somewhere. Why we need to practice this all? Because when you start, when you get placed, you must earn, and when you are earning, you must maximize that. And it is said that what you give help you to grow, and what you receive help you to may survive. And I don't want you all to just survive. You must continue to grow. And this is another universal law, that what you give back, that comes back. And yeah, so 5 to 10% having the intent to donate. You should not have this intent just to grow, but also to inspire others. And that's the reason I want you to join inside with this mind to get placed. And while you are doing this all, remember to appreciate, and also remember what others do for you and what you do for yourself. And even some things doesn't happen in the way, always remember to appreciate, because every single step is preparing for you the next step. And another universal law is associated with this, is called as what you appreciate appreciates you back. So on this note, let's quickly see that what we have learned so far in last couple of days. And it was scrum planning team. We have seen all the team involved or people involved as a cross-functional team, and self-organizing team. We will be more looking at it in detail. And scrum sprints and scrum meeting, the daily stand-up meeting we call it. So we have seen all these things. Now we are going to get started with this, the sprint review with the best quality. So are you all with me to get started? Because just now you have declared.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So what is sprint review? So we have heard it's a very simple thing, review. Review means kind of a demonstration, but we will be also looking at what is difference between demonstration and review. Okay, when does it come? So it comes when you have the list of the product backlog item that you have chosen and prioritized and refined and filtered and agreed in sprint planning meeting to start working on them. And when you have that list, which this is now called, because it has been prioritized and agreed, as a sprint backlog item. So when you have sprint backlog item ready and you every day are working on it, and in daily scrum meeting you are answering what you did, what you are going to do, and any impediments or blocks are there. By practicing this every single day, you reach at a state when your product backlog items are ready, which has been promised and considered in a priority list to be delivered, and you can showcase them in front of client to receive the feedback. That part is called as sprint review, and this is how it is written. Sprint review meeting should be a natural result of sprint involving the product owner, the scrum team, and the scrum master management, customers and developers from other projects. These all are can be the part of sprint review meeting. Prerna, would you like to take next? I think.
Yes, Gaurav. Yes.
Okay.
Trying to understand all this is very important because we all, in a daily, course of action, do a lot of thing, lot of work is done from us. But when we review that work, that time we understand what is the quality of that work that is being delivered. Okay, this applies from to everybody, to school goers, to college goers, to professionals. To each and even the teachers in school and colleges, they review their work. So on the similar grounds, how do we conduct this? How do we review this work? So these are some basic questions that we should be asking ourselves as a team, as an agile team, and these are applicable to all. So the first question is, or the first sentence which we can discuss is what went well. Okay, so in this last sprint of say 4 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever we worked on, the delivery, the functionality we developed as per the customer requirement, as per the sprint plan, what all things went well, how could what all we could achieve on time properly. So that's the one very important point, because this will give you enough confidence and sense of achievement that yes, we have delivered these many line items or these many user stories we completed. Second is problems that arose. Okay, so in this course of development or delivery, what all problems we faced? There might be some technical problems that you might need some software which was not available, so you had to arrange for it. There might be things like the particular skill or particular I would say technology that you wanted to work on, and the resources were not available, that you had to manage at the last moment, or anything, any other things. There are some many a times. So what happens in development, you need to add and plug in some third party development tools, so you have to purchase that. Like for example, for in detailed Google Maps, or in detail some graphs and stuff, you have to buy them from many vendors. So Google is one of the vendors. So like that, there are many things that you might have to purchase. So all these things, what happened, your pace, your speed decline or speed delayed. So that is a learning that okay, we face these problems and how they solve those problems. So as I was mentioning the problem, I also explained that okay, we did not have any particular skill set. Then we check for that resource in our office, in our organization resource pools. Many of the organizations have a concept of resource pool wherein they have many resources who are on bench currently, or who might not be working, and their details like their skill set, their experience, all that is mentioned. So if you need some additional resource, you can pull up from that resource for that timing, or or there are many new joinees who are sitting in there, like tomorrow when you will join the office, you will be in that pool wherein you have joined the organization, you're learning about projects or overall products, but you are not started work, right? So you're free till the time anybody from other teams can pick you up if you're suitable for their project. So that is how, or if you want to purchase some software, the company purchase that software. So this is how they solve that problem. And demonstrates complete work product backlog, and that means you're reviewing, or you're demonstrating, or you're presenting the work that has been done. If that is a functionality, then we can say, see, you can add a friend, you can delete some particular line items, you can update the data in the system. Simple examples I'm taking for your understanding. So all that is properly represented, it's in the form of presentation. Okay, we could achieve this in this much time and all that. And last but not the least, you have to answer any question that has been asked. And customers or stakeholders or our internal team members can ask some particular question. Testers might have some questions for developer, and vice versa. So all these things are taken care of in the review, wherein it's like a collaborated effort of everybody in the team to present what they have achieved or they have developed, and what are their learnings, and if there are any questions or queries from the other end. So yes, this is the development team's input, or what I would say, from their side, these are all things that have been developed, that has been discussed. From product owner point of view, basically product owner gives or shares the current status or the roadmap. I would say roadmap means where are we going in future, where are we currently, and where are we going. They're like a roadmap, like how we have Google Maps, we set up for reaching at particular destination. So same way, as an organization, as a project, where are we going ahead, how are we going ahead. So that all is shared by product owner, stating, oh, we had these many users. For example, we had 10 user stories given by customers, and we completed all of them. And we also worked on some additional feature that can be helpful. So basically highlighting the overall achievement and giving the customer a confidence, that we are on the right track and we are going ahead in the direction of the customer requirements. Basically managing all that from customer point of view, and highlighting our achievement. And second, projects likely completion date, with various completion rate. I mean, for example, he also kind of I would say projects, or gives a glimpse of how the future completion dates look. So assuming we are in the sprint first, and we have two more sprints to go, assuming it's a small project, okay, so it's a project of 3 months, of each sprint of 1 month, 4 weeks each. So when we complete sprint one and there is a review, so in that, product owner can say, okay, after subsequent two sprints, we can achieve this, we can complete this project, and we are on track, we are online, we have all the necessary resources, everything is planned properly, resources are active. So all these things, basically it's a lot of confidence building to the customer, and sharing the understanding. So I think it's I'm just adding Prajakta. Yeah. So basically it's more of the sharing of the current state and future plans to the customer and to the stakeholders, so everybody is on the same page, right? So yes, girls, this is quite easy and self-explanatory, but still, if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask, in case you have any kind of doubts. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sure.
No, if no one has doubts, I can just request Gaurav to add something if he wishes to. Yeah, you
No,
can.
no, no. So I'm good. So let's
Yeah,
move in the continuity
sure.
towards this slide. That's
Sure.
the
And
agenda.
I'll request all the girls to just unmute and ask then and there if they have any doubts. If it is good, then we are fine. We are fine to go ahead. Yeah. So yes, uh, what all happens in rather what is the agenda of sprint review? So basically, development team talks about the sprint, whatever they worked on. They review the sprint goal. We all have studied what is a sprint goal. So basically, a sprint goal is a milestone, or is an is something that you want to achieve in that particular sprint. You work towards achieving that. That can be a functionality, or completion of certain functionalities, or completion of a software or product as per customer requirement. So that goal achievement or reviewing part, like how close we are to achieve that goal. And see, as I mentioned, it's more like a presentation to the customer, and if any stakeholders are attending, same for them. So you kind of display your positive points, present your work in a better manner, that everything is visible and everybody understands your efforts, and the delivery that you have done as a team. So yeah, new features implemented, those are kind of displayed. And whenever you are present something, there is definitely a feedback, or rather feedback is important whenever you are present something. So yeah, we are open for customer feedback. Okay, the customer might say, oh, I really like this. This is comfortable. This is good. But then this part, maybe finding a friend part is fine. Just as consider Facebook website, because that's a go-to website for everybody, or everybody use it. So I generally take that example. So imagine if you have a similar website, and then if you're working on that, so the customers may say, yeah, search a friend functionality is working fine, add a friend is taking a more time, anything, whatever their observation is. Or they don't want a blue colored theme, they want maybe purple color theme, or other grayish tone theme for their website or application. They want to change the design, how the homepage looks, how the pictures are shown in a format. So anything and everything, whatever they have been asking. So that is the feedback that we are getting upfront there and there. And yes, the work that has not been, see, many a times what happens in a sprint, because of this priority given by the customer, or because we take certain items as per the priority, and some items are delayed, some items are at the end of the product backlog, because customer has kind of shared that, okay, I want to have add delete functionality of friend on priority. We can work on the album creation later. So that has directly come from the customer. So yes, we can mention that, because the earlier communication from your end, we worked on this functionality, and the other functionality has been pending, and we will work on it in the next sprint. So like that, you share what have you worked on. And yeah, if there is any risk and impediments, if you found any challenges, you can discuss them in a quick manner, that yeah, we did face some technical challenge, or maybe anything and everything, depending on the transparency that you want to what level you want to share with the customer. So but I'll recommend that you can highlight your challenges, because that will give them a sense of achievement from your end, that though you faced so many challenges, so many roadblocks, as a team you overcome, and you worked on it, and you delivered. So that's a great part to highlight. And yeah, reviewing project increment objectives. So basically, in sprint, what all will be achieving, or what all will be delivering, that we have to discuss, that how we are growing and how we are completing the sprint as we go. And last but not the least, looking ahead at the next sprint, and you know actually working on the product backlog. So yeah, taking kind of considering and implementing the high priority items from the product backlog from the next sprint, that you can just highlight and share that, okay. Sorry, I think there was a drop. So I was just saying that, so we can always highlight that, yes, we have completed these many I would say line items and user stories, and priority items in this sprint, and we will work on the further sprints in this manner. So as you can see, this is basically uh, telling the customers and stakeholders what have we worked upon, how the project looks like now, and what are our future plans, or how we are planning to achieve the sprint goal. And if there any if there have been any impediments and challenges, how you as a team face them. So basically, it's kind of showcasing and highlighting your pluses, your positive points, along with the challenges that have been overcome by you. So it is very important meeting from a overall team point of view, because this is a kind of a connect with the customer and your entire team, so they know how dedicated and how, I would say, committed the team is towards the delivery to the customer. So yes, girls, any doubt in this? Because I know it's quite easy to understand, but any, if you have any kind of doubt, please unmute yourself and ask, or else I can request Gaurav to add if he wishes to.
Okay.
Yeah, Gaurav.
So before we move further, I really want to take time to appreciate the way you girls are coming up with the summary, and not only that, the way you are doing some small,
Absolutely.
small, easily available, certification. So
Yes.
that is really adding a lot of flags and good hats in your profile. So congratulations.
Gaurav, I think we should have a round of applause for this. I'll
Yeah,
request
definitely.
everyone to unmute yourself and have this applause for yourself and your team members.
So
So
let
yeah,
me call out the name as well who
sure.
recently achieved this one. So
Absolutely.
Sharda, Disha, Tejaswini, and also Ruby for completing the Foundation Scrum certification. So round of applause to all of you. So you can
Definitely. Great
unmute and
job,
you
girls.
can
Yeah,
please
Great
do
I
job.
have
so.
also done it.
Okay,
I'm Sneha.
Sneha. Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
sharing with
Neha,
So
Netra.
yes.
I didn't get the time today, but I have
okay,
also
okay.
completed
So
the
this
scrum.
is for Sneha.
Super.
So Sneha, let's appreciate you too to
Thank
yourself.
you.
Absolutely.
So
Yes. Yes.
round of applause to all of you girls. So you are doing
Well
really,
done.
really,
Absolutely
really
well
awesome.
done.
I'm
Yes.
really happy. And by the
So
way,
happy
let me
to
tell
see.
you that once you share your certifications, whatever small achievements you have inside the focus group, that is the BAQO training, what we do, we also further forward these into the main group from where you entered. That is the candidate one group, that is candidate two group, and also other all Guru School IT students. So there also it gets forwarded. So in the IT students group also you can, because you are part over there already, you can also add there, you can also showcase. So why just to showcase, not to tell that hey I have done so, but also to inspire others that they too can do so. Okay, so let's do all this good work. Very, very happy I am for you. And by the way, we have one new member in the house. So I think she's um okay, Amar, Aparmita. Okay, Aparmita.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm not sure whether you are able to understand and digest whatever we are talking so far. Are you easily able to understand?
Yes. I'm able
Oh,
to follow her.
wonderful. Fine. So before we go ahead, so let's welcome everyone to Apamita. Apamita, quickly, if you can share about yourself. What do you do? From where you are connected, and the core intent to joining this group, and if you have any background of this Agile Scrum BA.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Aparmita Mishra, and I'm currently living in, I'm based out of Dublin, Ohio. So, I do not have any technical background. I have done my master's with English literature, and I was an assistant professor back in India. So, we moved here to US in 2015, and since then I've just been an homemaker. So, this is I'm trying to shift my career now, because I do not want to enter teaching, because entering teaching over here will not, I again need to do a 2-year course. So I thought that I will instead have a career shift, and that is my intent to be here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Apamita, for sharing. Welcome, everyone can welcome Apamita. So, Apamita, yes. So, I'm really
Thank
happy
you.
you said that you are able to understand. So, that's a
Yeah.
great,
That's
great stuff.
actually a relief. Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And Aparmita, as you joined
Yes.
in between, if you have any doubts, please feel free, because we always, mention that these sessions are not monologues; these are like dialogues or discussions. So, basically, we want all of us, all of you, to be included, and just highlight if you have any doubts, if you want to share something or add something, you're most welcome. So these are the interactive sessions. That's why we encourage everyone to attend the live sessions. It's there in the Gaurav's earlier discussion what we say before the session starts. So Please feel free whenever you have any doubts. And this is for all of you girls. We would love to have queries or anything to be shared from your end. Yes, Gaurav, over to
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let's continue. So we are continuing towards the sprint review meeting. We have just now spoken the increment, whatever the product backlog items. We have just now marked it as a done. Okay, these are the done functionality. By the way, yesterday or day before yesterday, we had talked about definition of done. We are going to talk about that as well. And what exactly happens? This sprint review meeting may go for 2 to 4 hours. Okay, in this meeting we are going to also and at the end going to check the increment whether it has been achieved the way we had intended, and we update the product backlog, and we also define a next sprint planning date. Okay, who all are consist of this meeting sprint review? Of course, we have shared in the earlier slide, but just to remind, minimum product owner, scrum master, team, client, and others, what you call stakeholders are available. So now this is very important. This review will happen with the best quality. Why with the best quality? I keep on sharing this and I keep on adding this, that when you are delivering something and you are at the receiving end, you are the customer, and say for example you went to cash dispensing machine or ATM to withdraw some amount, and this is 500 or $1,000, and instead of that cash dispensed by the machine was 100 bucks less. Would you really love it, or you would not love it? You would not love it, right? Yes, yes or yes, everyone, are you with me, listening to
Yes.
me? Yeah.
Yes.
So this yes is from everyone. Sneha, Sharda, Ruby, Radha, Prajakta, Disha, and Tejaswini. Yeah,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
and while this happened, imagine the one who has developed in this way, who has left the error inside that cash dispensing machine. You will also curse the person, curse them. In fact, you will also curse the bank itself, and all those people who were involved in this technology to develop. They are also being cursed. But ultimately, pain is there inside your heart, right? So if you don't want to become that person, so don't be the person who create them. So at the creating end, you are working as an IT professional. Okay. So when you are developing something and you become the careless person, and you even ignore few tiny defects or error or discrepancy, you don't identify them, or you don't design well some document which is not well perceived and received and understood by the team, and they happen to do those bring those incorrection or error inside the software, then how it will let them feel when you are at the receiving end, you have just now experienced while answering this. Okay, so that's the reason valuing what you are doing is most important. You will be get paid off, but remember, when you let me ask you this question: how many of you have started listening to Stranger Secret? How
I
many
have.
Okay,
Yes.
Tejaswini,
Actually,
wonderful.
I
Radha,
have.
wonderful.
I
Great.
started.
Ruby,
I do.
I also
amazing.
listen to her.
Okay, awesome,
Chalo.
awesome, Prajakta. Super. I'm really happy. So he has been talking about adding value, right? He keeps on telling that money is byproduct, and when you go ahead with the intent to serve, money is going to come. Okay, that is byproduct. But with this intent to serve where you are working, you are going to add lot of value. So this is one thing to reiterate, that once you join any organization, just don't join with the intent to earning some bucks, but also join with the intent to solve someone's problem. Okay, but when you are working, actually you are contributing to a bigger problem to be solved. Are you able to understand what you are exactly working upon? It's not just a project. Yes, everyone is able to understand this
Yes.
essence and the importance of it. So you are going to be a great contribution to your organization. So This is just to add how the best quality can be achieved by having this intent to add to the work, to add a value. Okay, so in Scrum, each sprint is required to deliver a potentially shippable product increment. So every time, every shipment is an increment. Okay, every sprint is increment. This means that at the end of each sprint, the team has produced a coded, tested and usable piece of software. You remember from the principles we have been talking about what? Working. What is the another word? Working what? Who can answer?
Working software.
Exactly. You girls are right. Working software. So yes, and that's what we are supposed to deliver. And how it comes once it is well coded, when it is well tested, and once it is well reviewed, and then we can deliver it well. So during the sprint review, the project is assessed against the sprint goal determined during the sprint planning meeting. Okay, so goal has been achieved, and then once achieved, what do we do? Once achieved, what do we do? What comes in your mind, girls? Come on.
Start a next sprint.
Come again, please reiterate. What did you say?
Start another sprint.
Just like that. That will be really boring then. Tejaswini.
Okay, retrospective sprint.
Oh, that will come, but once you achieve, okay, what do you do? Anything in your
Or
life?
you want to showcase it to the client to whom you have to deliver and get the feedback.
Deployment.
That's fine, Ruby. That's fine. Deployment also we are going to anyway do, but
Celebration.
exactly who said so? Who said so? Celebration.
Yeah.
So who was that person?
Is Radha.
Radha. Amazing. Round of applause for Radha. Don't ever miss to celebrate. Okay, and once you celebrate, who you become? Who celebrates? So no answer.
Team.
Okay, team
Yes.
celebrates, but once you celebrate, who will you become?
Celebrity.
Winner.
Wonderful. Wow, that's really awesome. You become celebrity. Yeah, and that's from where this intent comes in. The moment you achieve, and how do we do celebrate? You can celebrate it by giving high five, by appreciating others. So this is a small celebration, and that's from where this agile brings the energy that it has not to be monotonous. Even in sprint review, you have achieved something. You must really, you can clap for them. You can review, give them high five, and there the energy of celebration keeps on coming, and that's give you more power and more push towards the complete deployment and towards discussing the next sprint. So let's not, as a Scrum Master, I'm sharing this with you all. Let it happen inside your Scrum team once you will become the Scrum Master. So always remember this. Otherwise, monotonous, and people won't love to, or energized and enthusiastically contribute into that. So did you love it? Whatever you just now learned, how sprint review can be. So if you loved it, what I want you to do, go ahead and what you can do is that give yourself once again a high five. But if you are someone someone is listening to you, go ahead and give them high five, stating that I am loving it. I am loving it. Okay, you can do so for yourself if you are really loving it. So this is from me to myself. I'm loving it. Okay, so I'll move further. I believe you have done so. Okay, I trust you. So let's move and understand. During the sprint review, the project is assessed against the sprint goal determined during the sprint planning meeting. Okay, and ideally, the team has completed each product backlog item brought into the sprint, but it's more important that they achieve the overall goal of the sprint. So, yeah. So now in the continuity, does everyone understand and lead the team's engineering values and culture? What do you think? They understand the live team's engineering values and culture? No, they won't understand, but the way you review, definitely they will. Okay, another introspection and another question you may have: are there clear definition and requirements around code review, automated testing, and the continuous development to encourage sustainable and agile development? Okay, so these questions you may ask while reviewing them, and the moment you ask them, you get your answer, and accordingly you can shift your review, your demonstration. Okay, so are you with me, everyone? By the way, let me ask.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
okay, let me read out a name so that I can identify someone is missing. Tejaswini is there, Sneha is there, Ruby, Apamita, Sharda, Radha, Disha, Prajakta. Sneha had joined now. She is okay. Sneha is there. Someone is missing. I am not sure who is that. So, but yeah,
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth. Yes, you said it right. So yeah, she is missing, but no problem. So she will go through the recording then. So yeah, so after the teams completes story, the user story we are talking about, okay, are there many bugs that surface still? In other words, does done really mean done? Now gradually we are getting into done, definition of done. So what happens? A user story or any product backlog item, once it is completed, what exactly happened? We also see these things. Okay, whether review had happened well, coded well, tested well, and all the acceptance criteria has met well. If it has, then is there any high priority tickets defects are there associated with that product backlog item? If not, then can we really mark it as a done? So done means really done or not, that also we need to check. And once it is marked as done, it is moved to done. Now this is the time when I can showcase you something which we call it as a Kanban board. Kanban board, while understanding what Jira, and the moment you girls were giving the demonstration and compiling the summary over the Jira, you might have seen it that in the Kanban board, what we have seen that there are some planned items. Okay, there are some planned items, and we work on them, and when we work on them, we continue to work on them, and then we also excuse me, so we also move them further means something is yet to be done, and then we are marking that in progress. And when it is marked as a progress, in progress, we also either decide to make it fail, or sometime we if it is bug, we mark it ready to test, or if it is not a bug, or it is just a epic or user story. Epic is nothing but the bigger chunk of goal, that we move it to done. Done means completed as well. So how exactly, what exactly I mean that, let me share something, and for that I'm going to pause the recording. And when I pause the recording, I would also request, when we will come back onto this, because something confidential I'm going to share with you, and people who have not joined, they are going to miss it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share you a Jira dashboard. Okay, and that Jira dashboard is some from one of the project. Okay, and that is confidential, and that you need not to know it, and that's the reason the recording will be paused. Much Ruby for reminding. Okay, so can you see the PowerPoint slide back?
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
this. Okay, so the last point was, last bullet sees on this slide, the team's culture around quality and completion should rise above every user story, engineering work item, and the bug. Now, when it is said that it should rise above, it means the mistake should not be repeated. This culture is reflective of how the team approaches and delivers software. So would you really like it when you have given some instruction to some person at your home, and the person is forgetting the instruction and doing the same mistake again and again? And if you are married and if your husband does, no, the answer would be no. Do you agree with that? Okay. Hello, did I say something wrong or no?
No,
Yeah,
that's correct.
that's correct.
Yeah,
Thank you
sir.
so much for agreeing to this. Okay, so yes, so you want them to become the smart person, and they should advance their, their existence and how it can be done. Of course, when they are working in the organization, that's what exactly organization expect from you. Okay, that every single time you need to understand what is unsaid. So being lady, I think you can understand it more. Sometimes you expect something which should not be conveyed, and still you want the partner to understand. That's how your organization also expect from you. So I think you can relate with it. So by the way, and that's what I said just while ago, that yes, the sprint demo used to be code completed, but here you share the business value delivered. That's what we have talked about, the business value. How do you wrap up? So here you see it is called as for Scrum Master party on. Okay, wrapping up a sprint review and feedback aimed at working software. However, that was the old way of demonstrating it. But now it became the conversation on how value impacts the customer. Meeting used to be boring when it used to become just a demo, but here you celebrate. I really loved it, Radha, the way you recognize that once you achieve, you celebrate. And finally, yes, celebrate. An effective sprint review can be that place where the Scrum team and stakeholders come together for serious, powerful collaboration. But it is also time to celebrate altogether the hard work the Scrum team has accomplished before they plunge into the next sprint. So this is how you are going to celebrate, because literally you have celebrated something. You deserve an award. Award means even a small reward makes you smile, makes customers smile, that they start trusting you. Prerna, do you want to add anything? Because we have just now covered a review and the best quality, the list, and how do we wrap up? Prerna, you there? You might be speaking on mute. Do you want to add something? If not, then I can continue moving. Okay.
Sir,
Yes,
just
yes.
a quick question. So, not exactly regarding this side, but the Kanban board that you were showing us. Okay.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
they say that, in Kanban, they move like from left to right. Is this that board kind of thing? It's the
Exactly,
same thing?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly,
Okay. Got it.
exactly.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think Prerna is still on mute, so she is not able to hear me or something. But yeah, let me
Hello,
move.
hello, hello, Gaur. I'm so sorry. I think there was some issue. I was trying to speak. I
Okay.
unmuted, but it seems, yeah.
Okay.
Tell me. Sorry, I missed
No, no,
it.
I just wanted to ask, do you want to add something? Because just now I have done,
Uh, no. I
I
think we are
can move.
good on that. The way you've explained the Kanban board, I'll just recommend everyone to reiterate in their mind, and if they have any doubts, they can reach back to us. Yeah, and I really like that example of trying something by your spouses and how they should
Uh,
actually perform and act. So I think that's a good one to remember to associate with the topic. Yeah, thank you
yeah,
so much.
thank you, Prerna, for being on my back. So thank you, I loved it. So yes, definition of done, we are moving over here. So this is also called as DOD. So remember that, Scrum Masters. So DOD is a shared understanding within the Scrum team on what it takes to make your product increment releasable. Okay, so product increment is nothing but your ready sprint after review is shippable. That is also called as increment releasable. That is the core of your release planning, but happens and consider during you see that sprint backlog item exists, or the complete backlog items exist. So what is releasable means, let's understand. So the moment you think something is done, you come up with the checklist. Okay. So now let me ask you this question. What does it take for the rocket to launch successfully? You must start thinking. Okay. Have you, by the way, how many of you have seen in any documentary or in any TV show or in any movie or video clips that rocket is getting launched and you have seen the processes of it to getting launched? Have you seen that? Yes, Neha has
Yes.
seen it. Anyone else?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I started getting yeses. Aparmita Prajakta has seen it. Ruby has seen it, I guess. Yeah. So cool. So Sneha, do you have any question? You have raised your hand. No? Okay. Thank you.
No, sir, I said yes for that
Okay.
rocket
Okay.
launches.
Yes. So what exactly happens? They undergo various checks. Okay. Then at the end, they count. So how many days are left or how many hours are left, how many seconds are left. And then finally rocket just gets launched and the way it goes beyond the orbit. Exactly in similar manner, what does it take for the service engineer to call the customer for the delivery of his or her vehicle? And in fact, when you go or receive your own car or your vehicle from the garage, which has gone for servicing or something, aren't you going to look at the kind of work you have given them and they have come back? Aren't you going to look at them back again? Yes, whether they have completed all the items what you have asked them to do. So
Yes.
you are.
Yes.
Yes. So two people agree. Thank you so much for agreeing, Ruby and Tejas, Prajakta and Tejasvi. Thank you. So exactly. And even in some cases, they print something, okay, and they checks that what all the items you have asked us to do as service engineer. And while going back, they give you back those checklists and they say, this is done, 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 and done. So everything you confirm, those are done, and then you take them back. Now, what does it take for a doctor to say the surgery is success? Again, after successful surgery, he also does various checks, and those checks are proved after certain reports. And in reports, it says that, okay, this is in the range, 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 all perfect. Now you can go back. Okay. So in the similar manner, what does it take to development team to put the product into production? So it has been well coded, well tested, and well qualified to meet the next version and to migrate into the next environment. Okay, so these all things are there. And also, before it does all happen, BAs, so now you are future BS2, business analyst, because you are going to get started in coming few days, transition to get transition towards the business analysis stuff, learning. It's your duty now to check every acceptance criteria. Now, how to write user story and acceptance criteria will be the next you are going to learn. So every acceptance criteria is just like a list, okay, checklist. There you run the software and see whether it has run well or not the way it is expected. You are going to mark them as well as done. Okay, so while this all happens, you need to understand the main components of definition of done. So business of functional requirement, a business or functional requirement of the product backlog item, the quality means the high class quality. You are not going to compromise, like you need to click a button again and again and again, and after third time it is responding. Even this is a minor, uh, you are not going to love it. But imagine the moment, uh, imagine and answer me, are you going to receive your car when you have tried every time you need to try your ignition thrice and then your car is starting? Are you going to accept
No.
that time?
No.
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 No,
No.
of course no. How will a means software be received by your customer when he's clicking a button again and again, and at the third time, fourth time, it is responding, right? So few people ignore them, few BAs ignore them. Okay, and that doesn't call as a high quality. See, knowledge will give you how to design a chair. Okay, to a carpenter, knowledge will give him the power or her the power to design a chair. But to the best experienced and a quality centric uh, carpenter, he will design a designer chair as well. Okay, lucrative, comfortable, and more attractive and more easy to sit in and feel cozy to sit in. Okay, so he will come up with those kind of chair. So he has added value, he has added quality. So when you get placed, don't just act as a scrum master or a business analyst. Act as a fine, well defined, and well experienced scrum master or business analyst. Does it make any sense to you? Yeah. Hello
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
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 If does
Yes.
it make sense to you, you can give yourself high five and say that it makes sense, it makes sense. Literally do so, and you see the change and shift in the energy to learn further. Because learning requires what? Energy. What does it require? Learning requires what?
Energy.
Energy.
Energy. Exactly. I know that it's time to go to bed, but still learning needs energy. And if you have chosen the evening time, you must be interacting with me in the energy. So let's move further. So also the quality comes over here, non-functional requirement. These components are the part of definition of done. And checklist is the next we are getting into. But remember, um Prerna, do you want to add something, or girls, do you have any question? Please ask.
I would just like to add this important detail that you have mentioned, but just an elaborative way further. That whenever we are working in any professional setup, it's not only important to work what has been assigned to you or what is as per your role, but as a team member or as a responsible employee, we have to look at the larger picture. That means, in certain situations when some team member is not available due to any personal reasons or any other reasons, or you can see that there are some things pending from the development or deployment point of view, or if you have any presentation or review with the customer and you feel that we are not prepared, I'll request you to add that extra mile to your work. That always pays off. It will not be in the monetary form that in that front, but then your extra efforts, your dedication, your commitment will definitely be seen by the seniors and as a team. And if even if that doesn't happen, you as a person have gets a sense of achievement as well as pride and dedication that you are contributing. So why I added this? When we say definition of done, we have to ensure that we are properly to the extent that we have to review and to deliver to the customer, and we have to reach there. There are at times many impediments, roadblocks, timeline issues, any crunches. In real life there can be situations that are challenging at times, but that is the fun part of it. That is how you learn, that is how you grow. So I know you all are dedicated enough to come here and join this course and start your career all over again in a great direction, but please keep up that spirit. And when you actually work in an organization, you yourself will feel so great that you have achieved or you are contributed in such a positive and effective way. That's it. I just wanted to add, because this really works. We have been working in industry, and trust me, there are times when we put in more efforts for the overall achievement and delivery point of view, and it is definitely recognized, and you really feel deserving after that entire achievement is done or the review and presentation goes well. So that's it, Gaurav. And thank you so much for a beautiful explanation of that point, because it is quite important from understanding point of view. Yes. Over to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Prerna. Yeah. So now, because we have just now spoken with the best quality, and yes, we have also talked about the DoD. Let's get into the details more by understanding product backlog management and the cross-functional team. So what do you see as a product backlog item? So understand the future releases or your product backlog item just looks like iceberg. What you see where from low to high we go. Okay, high priority backlog items are considered as a releasable, and that becomes the part of iteration. So the product backlog is owned by product owner. As a product owner, you need to understand that in the sprint planning meeting, these backlog items, which has been considered to be delivered at the first priority, has been reviewed well in the sprint planning meeting, because it's an important for product owner to describe the task very clear, customer focused language without technical specification. So technical specification should not be your headache, but understanding what to achieve, how to achieve should be as a should be understood well as a team, but it's your responsibility as a product owner to make it understand well, okay, to your team. And all product backlog items are estimated by developers. How it is estimated, we will be talking about that in the estimation techniques when we are going to end almost this what do we call the Scrum and BA track. There you will be able to understand that, and the estimation determine the number of items that will be selected for the upcoming sprint. By the way, after you share because you are learning over here, what you are learning, you started with declaration, you are learning over here, and you will go back, and I would not encourage to start taking the printout and showing various drawing. I am in favor of drawing whatever you have learned. Even it may sound theory sometime, you are going back and you are drawing just like a mind map. I showcase during the start of the every session that there is something is in center in a circle, then it has some branches, you draw and you showcase what all of these things are. When you do in a handwritten way, that helps you to retain more longer. Okay, and that's the reason I keep on telling you that start using handwritten way, not the printout. So printout you can do, but recommendation would be handwritten drawing, and then you summarize it. Okay, so yeah, so summarize it, and then you will see the power that how more authenticated you may be sounding. Okay, so their estimation determine the number of items that will be selected for the upcoming sprint. So yes, and now the more details of what is product backlog in this slide you will be able to see. It's a list of functionality, as you understand. It could be technical requirement, enhancements, new feature, and any previous defects from the previous sprint that are maintained and managed by the product owner. Now you are listening as a product owner. You are listening as a what? Can we get some answer, guys, girls?
Product owner.
Product owner.
Thank
Product
you.
owner.
Thank you, Tejaswini. Thank you, everyone. So yes, product owner. If something is missing from the product backlog, it does not exist. So if a product exists, its product backlog also has to exist. Okay, so something has to be delivered. Make sure its product backlog item has been in the place. Now, if you listen as a business analyst as well, it's your job sometime, like you reminded me, Ruby, to not to forget the recording. It is your job to remind to product owner not to forget to add something as a product backlog item. So it changes constantly during work progress because new idea functionality appear, and some of them change or move up or down the backlog list. By the way, one disclaimer over here, just now you saw in the DOD or sprint review that you celebrate once you achieve. Sometime in a subtle voice, customer may ask, hey, can you really add this thing, small error is there or small feature is there, product owner did not know it, scrum master could not hear, but just the developer or as a BA you heard it. What you are going to do? Are you going to add it? Let me ask you quickly.
Inform it.
Yes.
Are you going to add
The
it, Hussein?
developer will speak to
No,
the
we have
whole
to go to
team.
the product owner and we will take the permission.
Okay,
from
let's
the...
go one by one. Rather, you were speaking, please complete. What did you say? Yes or no?
I think we need to take the permission from the product owner before we say yes to the customer. That is
Oh,
my answer, I think.
okay, thank you. So Sneha, what you were saying, please tell that.
Sir, I also ditto same what Radha said.
Okay,
We cannot.
okay. So who all agree with Radha and Sneha? Who all? Everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Elizabeth, did you miss a lot today? You just now.
Yes, something is happening. It keeps
Okay, your voice is, I'm losing, it's very subtle. Okay. So, okay, you may go back and listen to the recording, because yes, literally you have missed something which I have not brought on the recording. So you can connect with your friend and you can ask what did you miss apart from the recording. Okay. So
okay,
yes, let's move ahead further. And yes, the product backlog is dynamic. And yes, Neha and Radha, your answers are right. Go back, connect to product owner, inform them, and as a product owner you should be knowing it. It changes constantly during work progress because new idea functionalities appear. Some of them change or move up or down the backlog list. Okay, because product owner is continuously talking to customers are giving the feedback and they want some kind of shift, some kind of changes. But again, these changes or which is really not doable and go beyond the plan. So it's product owner's job to accommodate them and can really accommodate. He can take some call. Okay, because ultimately the delivery part and the shipping part, deployment, not exact deployment part, making sure the sprint movement continues, those responsibilities are there on his shoulder, product owner's shoulder, and that's the reason he needs to take care of that. Now what you see here in this picture are the list of the product backlog item. These could be the features as well. ABC, what you are seeing are the features. And in sprint planning, you prioritize them, you estimate them, and thereby you continue to refine them and continue to help in the development of this. So the product backlog is a prioritized set of requests for desired product functionality and contains all necessary items to complete the product release. Okay, so product release is into your consideration, of course, and thereby the team has to react, act, and respond, and to continue to deliver. And how it is incrementing, that's your responsibility always to look at them. And customer satisfaction is your tail, which you keep on having eye upon. And the product backlog breaks down request into a series of tasks. Very start of the agile scrum training I have spoken, and development team, task for the development team, and is an essential component to guide your agile development team. Now, as a business analyst or scrum master, why I'm bringing all the time business analyst, even though scrum guide does not want you to work in two roles, even though you don't have to, as a scrum master, work in two roles. You don't have to accept the extra effort on your shoulder. After getting placed, you don't have any choice. If a company comes back and asks you, hey, could you just consider this? Okay, you may say no, but remember, if scrum values or scrum team member or board of scrum guide members are there, you may definitely go back and tell to them. If you see, understand, if development team is there, what happens? Product owner chooses handful of the developers from the pool of the development team. If testers are there, product owner may choose handful of testers from the testing pool. Okay, and for every pool there will be a manager assigned to it. In the similar manner, he may pick few business analysts from the BS pool. So, and even for BA, there will be some business analyst manager. And these, even if you'll go back to them and tell them that now I'm the part of this team and performing as a business analyst, I have been asked to to behave as a scrum master. So should I do that? if Scrum board is not there, certain group of people who are showcasing and making sure that Scrum group of excellence are there and it is being followed, you can go back and you can tell them, because this is against Scrum values, that you are going to take extra load on your shoulder and behaving as a BA as well as Scrum Master. But if such kind of a board or committee or group of people are not there, you don't have to choice but to perform. Are you with me, everyone? Are you able to understand what did I say just now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for understanding. Because one of our recently placed lady BA is experiencing the same. So yeah, so from our previous batch. So tips of product owners on product backlog management is that, okay, we missed something. Yes, we did miss this one. So yeah, this one you need to remember. As a product owner, you are responsible for product management, product backlog management to maximize the value of the product. How will you the well DoD with the high quality it gets delivered? The product backlog is the single source of truth which contains all the work to be done on the product. And before to be done, it has to be understood well and considered well, and to start working upon. And that's where user stories are created, depending functionality and functions and API links and interfaces are ready. So those things you need to understand, and those are also part of DOR, that is definition of readiness. We will be more talking about it. You will have to make some choices about what to build first and what to build later. That's what, from where the definition of readiness is appearing, but also what to build and what not to build. And thereby, this is also called sometime as a scope. You need to understand that scope. The main tool to manage the product and gain predictability is the backlog. Okay. So, but if it grows uncontrollably, the value it provides diminishes. Now it's a complete product owner's job. He needs to understand, because sometimes it really grows uncontrollably. So things are well estimated, well foreseen, so that you can understand the risk and the mitigation point of it. Okay. So an unnecessarily long backlog is a major pain point for many agile teams, and that's the reason you need to accommodate everything in the shortest span of your sprint. Okay. And it should not go beyond the sprint. So for that, you need to set the priorities, keep the product backlog manageable, review the backlog periodically. You can take a screenshot of it. Delete items you will never do, so that you need to understand. Otherwise, first it creates the pressure inside the brain, and then it brings that into reality. Okay. So keep items you are not ready for off the backlog. Do not add tasks unless you plan to do them soon. Always prioritize, keep prioritizing, reprioritizing, keep refining them. That is the another mantra. Stick to one product backlog. You don't have to do it all yourself. Review the timeline. Okay. And when you will do it, you can breathe better. Okay. So not everything has to be a user story. Like you saw when I was explaining you the Kanban board, here everything was not the product user story. You saw some bugs were there, some features were there, some improvements were there. Not everything was user story. Okay. Some activities were there, some subtasks were there. Do you remember seeing them in the Kanban board, everyone? Yes. Did you see them?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Disha, Ruby, Radha, and everyone else who spoke. So no, what is your own, what is on your product backlog? You must be very, very clear with this. Reorder the product backlog continuously, and the product backlog should not be complete. Okay. If it is completed, it means there is no work for you to do. Okay. And if there is no work to be done, then you may go back on bench, and its effect may come as as that there is no work. Then you are ready to see to be called as Tata bye bye, and that you really don't want to happen. So put it on the wall. Focus on what and why, what to be developed, why it needs to be developed. Because when you are very much clear with your whys and the product backlog item whys, you are going to continue to add value and understand what mistake may come up or may not come up, and what instruction should go. As a scrum master you are aware, as a product owner you are aware, and a business analyst also you are aware. Okay, put it on the wall. The wall is the physical wall, and in virtual wall it is the Kanban board, it may be. Okay, there is a more than customer or business value, and keep stakeholders updated. So these are few tips for product owner if you are managing the product backlog item. But you have to also choose the self-organizing and cross-functional team. So Prerna, if you can, if you want to chime
Yeah,
into
yeah,
for
sure,
that,
sure.
you can.
Yeah, so one of the very important, I would say, aspect or highlight of the development team is it is self-organized and cross-functional. So these terminologies are quite self-explanatory. Still, we'd like to throw some light on this. So, what do we mean by a self-organizing team? Can anyone just not read the sentence and say what is in their mind? I just want to know your thought process about what do you feel about when we call it a self-organizing team. It's just plain English. Anybody and everybody.
Self-discipline,
Okay,
the room.
discipline taken and
Who can own the task?
It needs some improvement, they
okay.
can improve. Needs.
Okay, this is an open question. You did not only answer from IT point of view. If I say you in general that that team is very self-organized, you know, they are self-organized team. So when we say this about a particular team or set of people, what all thoughts come to your mind? The earlier shared are right. They are also on the right track, disciplined, and
Each person
Who
knows
can own
what
up
to
the
do.
work?
Yeah, each person knows what to do. They have their own independent work.
did both of you say say the same thing at the same time?
I
Yeah,
think
My
Prajakta
goodness.
echoed, I
So,
guess.
My
yeah.
goodness. Yeah, that I mean, we all are on the same frequency, right? That's really great. Yeah, super. So yes, to cut the long story short, absolutely right. Self-organizing teams are people or the team members who do not wait for anyone or any senior member to come and give them assignments or give them orders like you're supposed to do this and do that. First of all, they are highly motivated and they are highly skilled. So the motivation part helps them to get started with their work, and the skill part helps them to achieve their functionality or work effectively, right? So when we ensure our kids are studying, or when you are taking tuitions of any kid or toddler, or you're trying to teach them something, what level of micromanagement we do? We just ask them to write A and make sure that they're writing A properly, and then we'll tell them to wipe it off. No, write properly. This line has to be this slant, and so that level of micromanagement we do when we teach any child or any kid. And many a times in organization there are managers who believe in micromanagement, and so they are involved in each and every activity of their team members. But then, to be very honest, when we deal with such kind of people who are so skilled and who are so disciplined, that level of micromanagement or even a detailed level of of management is not required. Because you see, these people know what they're working on, they know their expertise, they know their area of work, and they just start working. The only thing they'll come back to you is whenever, like the earlier discussion we discussed, that if the customer comes in and you just as a development team, we cannot say upfront yes or no. We have to run it through with scrum master and product owner. If there is a requirement is huge, or it will cost some time, money, or duration, or any skill. So so that kind of requirements, when you need any I would say review with the senior or their inputs, that is fine. But for your day-to-day activities, for taking up ownership, achieving something, delivering something, for this kind of work, definitely no micromanagement is required. Along with that, we say that they are the cross-functional team. See, that means here also we all of us have a blend of all the backgrounds. Some is from law, some is from English literature. Today we heard some people, some women, or some of us were proper housewives, some of us were into medicine, some of us were into teaching, all other fields. So in right now also, we all are really a cross-functional team. So what happens in such a team? We really get insights from each and every corners, or each and every side of the industry. So in IT, what happens? There are people from testing, from development, from analyst, from technical architect, from some people are subject matter experts. They're called as SME as in short. So all these people is a really great blend of it. It really gives good flavor to the team, that everybody knows their background and they help each other from their point of view, right? When there are people from the same expertise level, their knowledge is kind of repetitive for us, because both of them have done the similar things and similar background. But when we have such blend of people, it really helps the team to shape up well, to come to, because you have your own set of experience, I'll have my different set of experience, and we'll share, we'll brainstorm to come up with the best solution. So that is the that is the common benefit of this team. And ultimately all of us together work towards achieving the common goal, that is the sprint goal, and overall the project goal that we have to achieve. So yes, Gaurav, this much from my end. You want to add something here, or we can go to the next slide?
I think we can call it now, because considering the time, yes.
Yes, definitely, yes, right.
So yeah, we need to consider their time. So I think we can really we have a really come so long so far. And I think in next week soon, this agile scrum track will be over, and we will be transitioning into the business analysis mode. Okay.
Okay,
So
right.
yeah, so we will be learning there a lot as well. So be ready with that. And in case if any one of you, like Tejaswini is doing, Radha has done, Sharda has done, and who else? Ruby has done, even Sneha has done. So apart from you, Disha, Prajakta, Apamita, Elizabeth, if you have not come up with the summary, this is now time to come up with the summary. Okay, that is the first step towards the major steps to get placed. It undergoes lot of processes. Okay, and this is the one stepping stone for you, that is to come up with the summary. And I'm really liking the way you all are summing it up, the way you all are doing the easily available certification. Those are really amazing, and that's the reason these are the encouragement point for all of you. Okay, so did you all get it? Every one of you, did you get it? You need to continue to create the summary.
Yes.
Thank you, Disha. Thank you, Radha. So yes, so apart from this is that understand this way, we are 7 days a week operational. What do I mean by this? On Friday you come up over here, okay, you learn, you go back on Saturday. Now on Saturday you have the power to come back with the summary what you have learned on Friday. Sunday you come back, you learn a new lesson. Okay, and there is a no chance, because you have created a new summary on Saturday, you have a no chance to miss them and mix it. But on Monday you will come back. On Monday what you are going to do? Monday you will rework on the Sunday item, you will summarize them what you have learned on this Sunday night. You come back on you share them on Monday. You make sure on Tuesday you go, and you must go to RRRP session, even though it may sound repeatable. That is a reference ready resume preparation, where you need to optimize your LinkedIn profile. You need to learn do's and don'ts on LinkedIn, and how to enhance your network to become more marketable. And thereby you will also understand how to make your resume marketable, and what all the changes are required. More you are visible, more you are marketable. Remember this as a mantra. So where you need to visible, not only in the session but also into the RRP session. So there you must go and see, so that you are there in the HR's mind that this lady requires to be placed. And the moment your energy and your will to get placed gets faded away, nature will support you into that as well. Okay. And that will be taken as a signal that you are really not interested to get placed. So if you really want to get placed, and that is the only intent for which you have joined, remember to join every Tuesday the RRP session, and repeat that again on Thursday. Then what to do on Friday, on Wednesday? Just go back and breathe and disconnect yourself from the BA Agile Scrum training, and that is the charging point where you may bounce back with the more energy on Friday. Show up and you continue to do from where you left. Okay, does it make sense to everyone how it is all connected?
Yes, Gaurav, I would just like to
Yes.
add something here.
Yes, thank you so
Yeah,
much for
there
answer. And
might be,
Prerna, you
yeah,
go
thank you
ahead.
so much, first of all, for this detailed understanding for entire week schedule. But just one point we would like to highlight here is many a times you may get the question why I need to repeat the RRRP sessions. Okay, I get the similar feedbacks, or I'm the same things have been discussed. But the only highlight of it is there are people whose resume has stand out or who have been placed. We have our earlier batchmates, by the name of Anila. She had been placed, and some others are in pipeline. Some are already working.
Rahul has been placed too. Yeah.
Rahul, yeah, Rahul as well. So what happened with them is, uh, you work in iteration. So first week when you start attending the session, your resume is very raw. It's all basic, and then you learn, you prepare that. Then you go to the next session, you learn something more. There are see, we have industry experts sharing their views, who talk to the HRs, who are in discussions with the recruitment team day in, day out. So they know what kind of terminologies to be used in the CV, what kind of experiences to be added, as per your background, how well it can be highlighted. So all these things are very well explained. So I'm pretty sure only one sitting is not enough. And when you attend this regularly and you keep shaping up your CV, and once that is approved by Dev sir, then you're definitely good to go. Then you can share the same with us and as well as to the HR, and then the next ride is smooth as ever, because you're already prepared with the training and your resume is ready, and now you are ready to get in the market, to attend the interviews and go ahead with your life and your career to achieve a goal, right? So please consider this as one of the very important milestone or important pillars of Guru Schools. I'm not sure where else you get such detailed guidance, wherein everybody is handholding you to update and mention and how to write properly. So it's a great opportunity, and I really wish you all to take it seriously and continuously, and I'm pretty sure you'll see the results yourself. That's it, Gaurav. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prerna. And one more important thing is that uh, please continue to do so, because it is going to really add the value. And now we come up with the point where we always celebrate this. And one thing which has come in your mind, so I just saw Prajakta's board was highlighted on this Zoom screen. So Prajakta, what comes in your mind today? What do you feel like saying? And one thing for today's session. Prajakta,
Today,
over there.
I'm feeling more clear about the Scrum and Agile and Sprint everything, and more
Great.
confident.
Thank you so much, Prajakta. Prajakta, call out someone's name because you have just now shared you felt really clear about it. So one name on the screen.
Aparimita,
Apamita. So first day, how do you feel today? What do you have to
Uh,
say?
in between, I was a little lost, but I caught
Okay.
up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I'm catching up,
You are
but
catching up.
I feel motivated.
Catching up and feeling motivated. Amazing. Great to hear this. Apamita, call out someone's name on the screen.
Disha?
Disha, what do you feel like saying?
I'm feeling like positive.
Positive. And one word which continues to come in your mind.
It's Scrum and Agile and Sprint.
Okay, thank you so much. Disha, call out someone's name on the screen.
Sharda?
Sharda. Yes, Sharda. What do you feel like saying?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better and confident that
Thank you.
we can do well.
Yes, definitely. Sharda, especially you. I'm confident much more Or I think rather than you, I am confident that you are ready to get placed. Sharda, call out someone's name on the screen.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Ruby?
Ruby, what do you feel like saying?
But I see that we are now going like deeper and deeper into this,
Exactly.
and I think we are just getting there.
Yes, exactly. You're right. We are getting there. Deeper is the word for you. Call out someone's name on the screen, Ruby.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, I know that whatever you have learned today, tell me what do you feel like saying?
Uh, for me, it's becoming more interesting. Even
Your voice is very low from for me. I'm not sure for others, but for me it is. Can you be little louder and share again?
Okay, I'm saying for me, it's getting more interesting as every class. Before it's coming natural, like even when on my free time, I'm just listening to the videos playing back and back. So it's becoming more interesting
Thank you.
right
Thank you,
now.
Elizabeth. Call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Rather,
Radha, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, more confident. And the topics I learned today is the details explanation of the sprint review and the sprint backlog.
Yes. Thank you so much, Radha, for sharing. Call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Tejaswini.
Tejaswini. Yeah, Tejaswini, what do you feel like saying?
Thanks, Radha. Okay, I'm lost. Even though we know all these words, we have been doing things on the topics that we are learning in every class. But when you actually come across the terminology, it makes more sense. And yeah, it's a learning process.
Learning process. Thank you so much, Tejaswini, for sharing. Call out someone's name on the screen.
Okay. Sneha?
Yes. Sneha, what do you feel like saying?
Two things. First, the clarity. The second, revision.
Clarity and revision. Thank you so much, Sneha. So thank you, Sneha. And yes, I think everyone is done. You can call out one more name.
Prerna, ma'am.
Yes. Prerna, what do you want to add once
Yeah,
again?
thank you so much. I want to add today's session has been very interesting. Apart from the topics we learned, everybody's interaction, their dedication, and their involvement in the session was superb. So that's a motivating factor for us also as trainers. And overall, I can really see this batch going really well as everybody's interested and they're doing their part, listening to recording. So along with that, I'll just request all of you to, whenever you watch the videos on YouTube, do like them. If you could comment how useful they are to them, like for simple terms like easy explanation or easy to follow or whatever comes to your mind. There must be some already comments from others as well. So I'll just encourage you to so along with you, other people can also take advantage of it, or they should know that okay, this course is useful for beginners as well. So thank you so much once again, and please continue in this zinc that this is the way we'll go ahead. Thank you so much. Over to Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you so much. In continuation, why need to like? Because there are more people who are hunting because everywhere they are getting scammed. Imagine people who had given you this thing for learning and they did not really get you placed. How do you feel that? Hey, they promised and they really did not work. And we are very much transparent. How do you respond? That will be the result. So, what is your response? You are going to decide. If you are not going to show up, the result we may not help you for that. But in the similar manner, if you are still showing up, doing all the things what it requires to take, and you are not getting placed, how will you feel? And the people who have been really done and delivered from their end, they have been placed, and what they feel, if such people are going back to the videos and really going to comment, the people who are still hunting and they are into dark, you are helping them out to reach to the right position and saving them from the getting scammed, because they are like mushroom, many people are there teaching many stuff for free. Okay, not for free, in fact they are charging a big amount. And you might have heard this when you came for the candidate counseling session, how many people were scammed, they trusted and they're involved, and some became the part of guru schools and they are still doing really well. So if you really want to contribute into the society, your one comment and like could be the contribution to those people who have really not, who are still really looking for. On this note, I want to graduate further and tell all of you that your every contribution is going to add into your resume, that this will become the part of, experience. Like Radha and Sneha has literally experienced the part of teamwork. Have you experienced that part of teamwork, Radha and Sneha?
Yes, sir, we did.
Thank you. And because they were in the transition phase from BA, we migrated into started with the agile, but still they will be also part of the BA term because they have yet to complete them. Okay, and that's the reason Prerna has just requested you all. So on this note, thank you so much, and continue to do the good work of the summary and more certification in your hands. Thank you so much. We'll talk once again on the Friday night. Until then, keep hustling and keep contributing with your summary and your certification. Thank you so much, and very, very good night. We'll talk to you all again soon. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night. Good night. Take care.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.